I have possibly one of the coolest paddles that I have come in contact with, and I would love to show it to you guys. That's a little sneak peek. What paddle am I talking about? Well, let's get into it. Before I get started though, guys, please check the description below. I have a lot of awesome associate links down there for Pickleball Central and for some other pickleball companies. If you are thinking about getting a paddle, that will help fund this channel. If you like what you see and you want more of it, like and subscribe, you know, all the fancy stuff. Well, without further ado, let's get into it and let's check out this paddle. So I've heard about this company for a long time. It is called Combat Paddles, right up here. Now, these guys have been making paddles for a while. When I first got into pickleball, maybe 5-6 years ago, I had some friends that were playing with Combat Paddles, but they were like the only people that I've ever heard I've ever heard of playing with them. And now we have them kind of coming back around with some new paddle designs. And the Combat Saber is the one I want to talk about. Now, if you look at this paddle right away, you probably go, what the heck is this thing right there? Well, let's get into that. That's the first little attribute that I want to talk about on this paddle. Now, this is called the two-hander pistol grip. Basically, you know, a lot of people, even my wife, puts her finger up here on the paddle. You know, if you have your finger there, you're probably gonna get like a crazy ball hitting that right there on the paddle. So what they did is they made the pistol grip so you can put your finger right here and get it off of the paddle. Now, there might be a better way for you to train on this, but I actually like to train my double backhand by only hitting with my left hand. So I'll choke up really good on this right where the two-hander pistol grip is at. And I will dink sometimes just with my left hand, and I will play just a few points like that just to try and get the feel of the paddle to get that double backhand. Once that's going, you're gonna add that double backhand so you have your right hand, because the left hand is gonna be pushing through on that paddle quite a bit. Now, obviously this is gonna work for left-handed people as well, because it's just gonna be the opposite of everything. You're gonna put your right hand on here and just dink right hand. So choking up on it, kind of like a ping pong paddle, is gonna help you dink a lot better. But that two-handed grip, it's kind of amazing actually. It's kind of weird, amazing technology. Now, getting into some of the other specs of this paddle, we have the raw carbon fiber face, but it also has that titanium weave. So you're gonna see when you look on close, it's gonna have this little titanium weave in there, really, really close. In the sun, it probably shines a little bit, and that looks really great. And it has incredible topspin with that. I've been finding that on a lot of my drives, when I just really connect perfectly, because my drives aren't always the best, but when I'm driving really good, that titanium is really helping the ball dip right over the net for some really clean winners. Some of the other specs of the paddle that you guys are usually normally aware of is that this is a 16mm paddle. Now, actually, just looking at it, it looks a little bit thinner, but I think it looks thinner because it doesn't have the edge guard. Usually when you have the edge guard on there, the edge looks a little bit thicker, but we do have 16mm. It's edgeless, but it does have this nice little tape that will help protect it when you first get it. So when you're scraping the ground a little bit, you can see I've scraped the ground a teeny bit. That will help. I love the design around it. The logo is actually kind of built into the little faux edge guard here. Makes it look really nice. But 16mm. Now, adding weight to this was a little bit odd, and I'll tell you why. This paddle is already thermoformed and has an incredible amount of power, like on its own. And I typically will go right into a paddle, and I put some lead tape here and I put some lead tape up here. So I did put lead tape up on the top, and as you can see, I put a little lead tape here. Lead tape here will help with a little bit more control at the net. Lead tape on the side will give you more of a sweet spot, and this just makes it head heavy to where you can just rip balls. But I found that putting the tape on top was really not doing good for me. It might do good for other people, but I was having a lot of balls go out because this paddle is already stock, just enough pop that you need, and it just wasn't great for me. I took it off. Now I kept the one around the edges because I just like to have a little bit more control there, but for added little bonus, I always put a little bit of lead tape under this. I'll take off all the grips, get right down to the raw bottom on the thermoform, and I will put some lead there because I like a little extra whip, even though I don't like the head heavy. I just like a little bit of whip on my paddle, and it changes kind of the fulcrum point when you add weight down here. That's something that not a lot of people do. Slice caps has some slice caps that you can get. Also some little weighted coins on here, which that's why I kind of started doing it, because I love the slice caps. But you should try it out on that, and on this paddle, works amazing. Let's see if I can do a couple serves, show you guys what it looks like, and see how it sounds. But stock, this comes in at 7.8 ounces, so it's kind of in the mid-weight area. I do like when I add this and add a little bit of weight here, I usually get up into the 8.5 sometimes. I have other paddles that have gone up to 9, depending on if I put weight down here, but usually I like it about 8.5. I think that's what this is probably sitting at right now. We can check on my scale in just a few minutes, but let's hit some serves, see what it's like, and see if you guys will like it too. All right, let's do a couple serves with this. I've got a Vulcan ball here. If you could see on those balls, they were actually dipping pretty good. I actually feel like I can get into the paddle a little bit more since I took the weight off. I was serving this morning sometimes where I had too much weight on the head. So taking that off, making that like stock, and I mean a little less than stock, I have a little bit of stuff there. But taking that head weight off, this has enough pop and power for you that I don't feel you need to put any weight up top. By itself, it's just amazing like that. Some of the other stuff, this paddle does not come with this yellow handle. This is my overgrip that I like to use, and this paddle really has been awesome for me. I've had a little bit of a learning curve where I put weights and stuff. Out of the box, this is amazing, but play with a little bit of weights and see what you like. The titanium carbon fiber face, the T800, which actually is what it is awesome face, awesome grip. When you feel it, it doesn't feel super gritty like a normal carbon fiber, raw carbon fiber, or some of the new gritty paddles that there are. But the titanium, for some reason, has such a nice little grip to it that it just rips. And guys, I'm not really sure what happened to the audio, but I just wanted to finish up this video by telling you, about that titanium grip. It really helps on my drives and really just dips the ball over the net. I feel like this has a lot of power as a Gen 3 paddle. I think it's going to give you guys a lot of competition if you're playing against a lot of the Gen 4 paddles, the power paddles. I think you are not going to be lacking anything from what you get out of this. I was making a little joke about it being my saber, but guys, this really is such a unique paddle. The two-hander grip is going to give you some really cool ability to practice that double backhand, and I've really loved it, and I hope you guys check it out and let me know in the comments if you guys have played with this paddle before. Combat has a lot of great paddles that they have on their website, and they're out of Canada, and just not cheap paddles at all. They're really, really good ones. So the saber is their highest end one, but they also have the katana, which I'm going to do another video on here soon, so make sure you like and subscribe, and you'll see when that video comes up. But the katana is a thermoformed full carbon fiber raw paddle. It's awesome. You guys are gonna love it. Thanks for sticking around. Make sure you like and subscribe, and check out the Combat paddle.